The defence contended further that the accused could not have made a significant contribution to any such common plan. The core of the defence case is built upon the evidence and submission of the accused that he did not have effective control over the use of MUP forces in Kosovo because the late Minister Stojković had excluded him. The accused also denied that the Joint Command for Kosovo, the body which coordinated Serbian forces, including the police in Kosovo, existed. Contrary to the defence's position, the accused's participation in the joint criminal enterprise was crucial to its success. The Chamber has found that as head of the RJB and as an Assistant Minister of Interior, the accused had lawful powers and exercised effective control over the police in Kosovo, including regular and reserve police, the PJP and SAJ during the indictment period. The evidence reveals that the accused had detailed knowledge of events on the ground and played a key role in coordinating the work of the MUP forces in Kosovo in 1998 and 1999. The accused was a member of the Joint Command, which, contrary to the accused's evidence, coordinated Serbian forces, including the police, in Kosovo. He was often present on the ground in Kosovo in 1998 and 1999, and also attending meetings of the MUP staff in Kosovo. He is aware of the criminal conduct of the police and other Serbian forces in Kosovo from his personal observations and from information provided by others. He was also aware that the Serb population in Kosovo had been armed by the army and the MUP to provide an additional Serbian force. Contrary to the accused's evidence that he had been excluded by Minister Stojković, the accused represented the Republic of Serbia in international negotiations on the role of the police in Kosovo in October 1998. The defence advanced throughout the trial that there were no Serb paramilitary forces in Kosovo at the material time. Despite this denial, it has been established by the evidence that there were Serbian paramilitary forces active in Kosovo in the indictment period, many serving with police units. Further, the accused was personally and directly involved in the engagement of one such unit, the Scorpions, into the MUP reserve force in 1999. This unit was directly involved in the shooting of 19 Kosovo Albanian women and children in one town, killing 14 of them. The accused was informed of these killings almost immediately after they occurred. The unit was withdrawn from Kosovo, but no effective investigation followed. The accused was aware of the lack of investigation, but nonetheless authorised the redeployment of members of the same unit back to Kosovo a few days later. The Chamber was also satisfied that the accused was instrumental in MUP efforts to conceal the murders of Kosovo Albanians during the indictment period. As discussed in detail in the written judgment, the evidence confirms that from the second week of April 1999, on at least 6 occasions over a period of several weeks, trucks containing bodies of Kosovo Albanians killed by Serbian forces in Kosovo arrived at the 13 MAJ SAJ Centre in Batanica near Belgrade. This centre is controlled by the MUP. It is over 400 kilometres from where the people were killed in Kosovo. At least 2 further deliveries of bodies were made to the Petrovo Selo PJP Centre, another MUP site in Serbia. Bodies were also recovered from Lake Perichak in Serbia and buried in a mass grave site by the lake. The bodies had been in a truck which was found in the lake. In 2001, the remains of 744 individuals were exhumed from the SAG Centre in Batanica, 61 from Petrovo Selo, and 84 from Lake Perichak. The remains were of Kosovo Albanians who had been killed in Kosovo in 1999. Despite the condition of the remains after being buried for over 2 years, it was determined that the most probable cause of death of the vast majority of these bodies was multiple gunshot wounds, or was consistent with gunshot wounds. The accused played a leading role in the MUP efforts to conceal these murders. He gave instructions for the clandestine transportation of bodies found in a refrigerated truck in the Danube River to the SAJ training centre at Batanica near Belgrade, and their secret reburial in a mass grave at the SAJ centre. He gave instructions for the immediate burial of the bodies found in Lake Perichak on the site. In both cases, the accused gave specific orders to preclude judicial investigations. The Chamber has found that the transportation of bodies from Kosovo for clandestine burial in mass graves on MUP grounds was undertaken as part of a coordinated operation to remove evidence of crimes committed by Serbian forces against Kosovo Albanians in Kosovo during the indictment period. In the Chamber's finding, this operation was conducted under the direction of the accused in consultation with Minister Stojković, pursuant to an order of the President of the FRY, Slobodan Milosevic. While it was his duty under the law to have the emergence of the bodies properly investigated, the role the accused played ensured that the bodies were not the subject of investigation at the time. The Chamber is also satisfied that despite being aware of crimes committed by MUP forces in Kosovo, at no time during the indictment period or thereafter, while he remained the head of the RJB, did the accused take any measures to ensure the investigation of the crimes or the punishment of those involved in their commission. The Chamber is satisfied that the accused's conduct, as described in the summary of findings above, contributed significantly to the campaign of terror and extreme violence by Serbian forces against Kosovo Albanians, which had the purpose of changing the demographic composition of Kosovo. The Chamber is also satisfied that through his direct involvement in the concealment of bodies of Kosovo Albanian victims of murder and his complete failure to ensure the investigation of crimes committed by MUP forces during the indictment period, the accused aided and abetted the crimes established in the judgment. These facts are sufficiently compelling to also require a conviction for aiding and abetting, as well as the conviction for participating as a member of the joint criminal enterprise, in order to fully encapsulate the accused's criminal conduct. For reasons set out in the written judgment, the Chamber is also satisfied of the accused's responsibility under Article 7(3) for his failure to prevent the commission of the crimes established in this judgment by persons under his effective control, and for his failure to punish the perpetrators of these crimes. However, by virtue of its adverse finding under Article 7(1), it is not open to the Chamber to also convict the accused under Article 7(3). Vlastimir Đorđević, would you please stand? The Chamber finds you guilty, pursuant to Article 7(1) of the statute, of the following offences. Count 1, deportation, a crime against humanity under Article 5 of the statute, for having committed the crime of deportation through your participation in a joint criminal enterprise, and for having aided and abetted the deportation of Kosovo Albanians from the location specified in the judgment. Count 2, other inhumane acts, forcible transfer, under Article 5 of the statute, for having committed the crime of forcible transfer through your participation in a joint criminal enterprise, and for having aided and abetted the forcible transfer of Kosovo Albanians from the locations specified in the judgment. Count 3, murder, a crime against humanity under Article 5 of the statute, for having committed the crime of murder through your participation in a joint criminal enterprise, and for having aided and abetted the murder of not less than 724 Kosovo Albanians identified in the schedule to this judgment. Count 4, murder, a violation of the laws or customs of war under Article 3 of the statute, for having committed the crime of murder through your participation in a joint criminal enterprise, and for having aided and abetted the murder of not less than 724 Kosovo Albanians taking no active part in the hostilities identified in the schedule to this judgment. Count 5, persecutions on racial grounds, a crime against humanity under Article 5 of the statute, for having committed the crime of persecutions through your participation in a joint criminal enterprise, and for having aided and abetted the persecutions against Kosovo Albanians through deportation, forcible transfer, murder, and destruction or damage to property of cultural and religious significance to Kosovo Albanians at locations specified in this judgment. With respect to sentence, the Chamber has set out in the written judgment the many matters that have been taken into account in determining the appropriate sentence. You are sentenced to a single sentence of 27 years imprisonment. Full credit will be given for the time you spent in custody. You will remain in the custody of the tribunal pending the finalisation of arrangements for your transfer to the state where you will serve your sentence. You may sit down. That concludes this trial. The chamber will now adjourn.
All rise, if you will leave.